Hi everyone, today's topic is translations. As a reminder, you do not need to write down everything we cover in this video, but be sure to jot down important information and at least one example of each type of problem that we'll cover. Also remember that you can pause to jot down important notes, rewind to view information again, and fast forward if you think you got it. Just be careful and make sure you don't fast forward too much that you miss out on something important. So as a review, translations are when you slide a point or figure to another location along a vector. And the vector gives you distance and direction. So it only changes the point or figure's location. Some tips that you should also jot down in your notes is to remember that size and orientation do not change. If you end up with a figure that is bigger or smaller or doesn't really look like the same original figure, then you probably did something wrong because the only thing that needs to change is the location. And make sure that if you have a figure that you perform the transformation directions for every single point on that figure and not just one or two. That is going to preserve the original size and the orientation. Again, make sure you've paused the video and jotted this down before moving on. And as a review, the object and image should follow the vector's direction and distance. The first type of problem that you will encounter is translating points. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own first. So in this problem, they're telling us to plot the image of point Q under a translation by 4 units to the right and 1 unit up. So you are going to take that original point and you're going to go 4 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 unit up. So your new point Q, or Q primed, should be right there. Okay, so you're really just following the directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 up. That's translating points. The next type of problem that you could encounter is translating shapes. So this is the one where you have to be careful and make sure that you're translating for each point in that figure. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own first. All right, so here they're basically telling you the same directions, but they're written as an ordered pair. So they're saying that the original x actually needs to stay the same here because it's the same value. And then for your y, you're basically going to take that y value and you're going to add 3 to it. So let's try that out. The x's remain the same, so we're really just changing things on the y-axis. So we're only moving things up or down. And by adding 3, you're moving it up. So we're basically just taking each point and we're moving up 3 units. Because the x-axis is moving left to right, and then the y-axis is moving up and down. So by saying that the y value is adding 3, you're moving it up 3 units. So we're just going to take each of these points and we're going to first, my tip is I like to put it exactly on the original image. That way I keep the size and the orientation exactly the same. And then I start moving stuff. Again, we're not moving it left to right because the x's are the same. We're only moving up 3 units. 1, 2, 3. So notice my shape changed, right? Because I only moved 1 unit. This is what I meant in the notes where I said make sure you perform the translation directions for every point on the figure. Okay, so you're not just sliding one point, you're sliding all 3 points. And remember, we're going up 3 units. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you notice now, the blue triangle has the same size and orientation as the green triangle. The only difference is it got moved up 3 units. Okay, for this problem, you need to draw the image of quadrilateral ABCD under the translation XY is being changed to x minus 5 and y. Pause the video and try this one on your own first. All right, so again, remember my first step is to just go ahead and match up those points so that I remember to keep that size and orientation exactly the same. Then I'm going to take a look at my directions. For my x's, I'm going to subtract 5, and my y's are going to stay the same. So we're not moving up and down. No up and down, because y is going up and down. The x's, I'm subtracting 5. So let's say we started at 1, subtracting 5 would mean moving to the left. So we're actually going to the left 5 units, because we're just looking at the x-axis. So that means all these got to move to the left 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, we got to move all the points or else it's going to look not the same as the original. And then the next one, the next one's not moving. Let's see if I can move the other ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that took a while. It was being kind of weird. So that should be my answer, and that is correct. Okay, and the very last type of problems that they could ask is basically they could already perform the translation and you just have to tell them what already happened. So go ahead and pause this video and try it on your own first. Okay, they said that triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, so that's the new one. And this one's the old one, the original, is the image of triangle ABC under a translation. Determine the translation. Use non-negative numbers. We're only using positive numbers. We want to know what happened. It was a translation by blank units to the right or the left and blank units up or down. So what we can do is we can just choose 2 points. I have point B prime and point B. Remember, this was the original, so let's go right to left first. The original went to the left by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to line up with B prime. So 8 units to the left. And then after 8 units, we got to see how many went up or down. Well, it went up to get to the new one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units up. Okay? So that's really all we're doing. They already performed the translation. We just have to basically give the directions, like what had to happen. So it's very important that you know which one's new and which one's old. If you have them mixed up, then your directions are going to be mixed up. Remember, the one without the prime is the original image, and then you just have to figure out how to line it back up with the new image. Let me know if you have any questions as you work on these problems, and I'll be seeing you in class.